Alright, I guess we best get started. So, you guys had just finished acquiring a goblin who is currently unconscious. No, you guys healed him.
Yeah.
So he is conscious and tied and restrained.
In my manacles, because I remembered.
And manacles have been placed around his arms. He stares at you with red, beady eyes, just darting between the two of you who are there currently, and your character would be at the gate, having heard the commotion. You would have been, knowing that the guards, they had informed the guards that this is happening. You would be aware of that. In order to keep the guards in line, you were set up in the tower and observed the entire capture process.
Sounds good.
All right.
Just for my knowledge, like how far away, how high,
You're in the tower, so it's about, what did we say? You're on the walls. The walls are 50 feet tall, so you're 50 feet up.
Okay.
And they caught it just outside the gate, about 10 feet out the gate.
Okay. Take the beat away.
All right. So since we have them all tied up in manacles, let's start bringing him in and find a place to securely store him. Maybe a trunk.
We're going to
I-
have a little chat.
I remember asking people who were here last time, do you speak Goblin? Okay.
Nope.
So,
Ones that are just not goblin.
Do we know of any goblins that are within our community? Since there's a mix of everything,
there is a mix.
and it is a playable race. So.
Yeah, goblins are a lesser race.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I know that, what was his name? Theodore, the gnome dude or whatever. He spent some time being imprisoned by hobgoblins, so I assume he would have some idea of what they were saying, or maybe some spell that lets us understand what he says. Hopefully.
Can I use your player spell first? I need to get you back. Well, secondary back.
As soon as I see the goblin
Okay.
from the gate,
Yep.
I'm gonna cast detect magic.
No magic coming from the goblin or anything around you.
I just wanted to see if he had been enchanted.
And
Yep.
Mr. Are you with? He's not with us right now, is he?
He is with you guys. I mean, he's up on the tower, but
I'm up here.
Okay. Hey, Mr. Military guy, whose name I don't remember. Do we have a working prison?
We have a working prison.
have you built a working prison?
I have not built a working prison. Yes. It's where we hold the livestock.
I look to the goblin. Welcome to town, livestock. I tell him that in Infernal.
He continues just to hiss, look around, doesn't appear to be interacting with the words you're speaking to him,
Okay.
or to the conversation being heard around him.
Can I make an insight check to see if he does understand and pretending he doesn't?
Go for it.
It has betrayed me.
Yes.
6.
You wasted all your nat 20s before.
I sat here and rolled like 6 natural 20s before the game.
Yeah, nope. You have no idea whether he's faking it or if he truly does not understand.
Typical goblin. He's just faking it.
So, you guys take the goblin. There would be entree.
He might be holding something.
Yeah, but I'm sitting.
See, he's holding
Oh,
something.
jeez.
Oh, I can reach that. I can reach these things.
Partially holding something.
There is glass bottled soda if you want some.
Or I could drink any of the 2 giant Dr. Peppers that I brought.
Or
That could also happen.
or both.
So, no antivirus. We don't need to update right now. So they've got the goblin. They're bringing it back to the guard barracks for questioning. The guard barracks would have a couple rooms that they're secure. Were they intended as holding cells? Well, no. But there's no windows.
It's a bar, right?
What?
The tavern?
If you're taking it to the tavern, I said guard barracks.
Okay.
Basically, a couple houses that the guards have
The tavern's
commandeered.
got a cellar.
It's not a bad idea.
Yep.
Yeah,
frankly
split
honest.
the goblin with the alcohol. That'll end well. And we take our eyes off it.
What's he gonna do? Get drunk and not go anywhere because he's drunk?
Yeah, let's take him to the cellar.
All right. You guys take him down to the cellar. As you're escorting him through the city, people are. Well, actually, it's late.
It's
There's not
honestly-
really people. Yeah, I'm reminding myself of the hour. It is late evening. Well, sorry, late evening. Late night, early morning. You guys ambushed. It was second watch over a night, so 2, 3 a.m.
Sorry.
As you come in, the door is unlocked, and you guys head down to the cellar. No lights were on, no alarm raised. The guards would have seen you guys moving, but upon recognizing you as the rulers, you probably have a good reason to be about. But you have escorted the goblin to the cellar. He is still just hissing and muttering things at you guys, and you do not comprehend what he is saying.
So none of us know Orcish or Goblin or whatever.
Goblin specifically.
Alright.
Common, do you speak it?
Bares his teeth at you in a hiss.
You too.
Minor illusion, like a dragon face in front of it, like a dragon maw, trying to scare him.
Roll an intimidate check.
Okay, that's not bad. Intimidate. There's 19.
He just kind of leaps back at the magic and just kind of looks at you odd.
Well, you guys have fun. I'm gonna go get the gnome.
Alright.
And I
Have fun with that at 2 a.m.
All right, so
He might still be
Silent image of fate breakfast for you to bring to it.
Don't use the same words that we use in Orcish.
so
I use the
I
cantrip.
go up and grab the gnome or knock on his door.
all right, there is a knocking at the door and silence.
I've got food.
Run.
Roll a bluff check.
Run. Run.
It's gonna be an 8.
The door
I'm
opens.
sorry, that's a 5.
Oh no.
Negative. Oh,
Yeah. It's a 5.
You say you've got food and you are met by silence.
Okay. Would there be any food available just to grab downstairs?
There's stuff down in the cellar, yes.
that's my thing to bring food with you.
I go back down to the cellar, grab food, go back up.
So you grab just some of the stuff that would have been set aside for easy access for breakfast.
Yeah.
Just some cold meats, local roots and berries. Just grab a handful of that, chuck it in a bowl, carry it up.
Sounds good. To go back up, I'm gonna say if you don't come out, I'm gonna eat all this without you.
Go
Start
ahead.
eating.
All right, go ahead and give me a persuasion with advantage.
Eating sounds gives you advantage.
That's a natural 19. Yeah, natural 19, persuasion, 21.
The door creaks open, a little gnome head sticks out. He looks at you.
Looks up at you.
I will personally cook you food. Better than this. If you come help us with our little goblin problem downstairs.
He just does a long, tired blink, and you see him just start shuffling out the door.
Thank you.
Can you say goblin problem again?
Goblin problem.
So he begins going down the stairs to the first floor, looks around, kind of just to reassure himself that it is indeed not breakfast time. Little gnome sigh, the shoulders going even lower than they were.
Don't worry, you're getting a 4-course meal out of this.
He again looks up at you, continues down,
Man,
gets
you're
down
making
to the
family
basement. You
friends
see as he's
fast.
getting down, he immediately just kind of moves around, just reaches, isn't paying attention to the rest of you. Kind of just goes by the barrel, almost seems as if he's leading himself by his nose before he finds something and just takes it. You see him, and he is awake.
That's what pneumonia will do.
We do have coffee.
Did he just snort coffee grounds?
Not
I'm not
terribly
familiar with that
wrong.
ingestion method.
He went and grabbed some garlic smelling salts
Yay.
and then promptly huffed them.
I'm going to start ritual casting Zone of Truth in the cell.
Okay. So you get an area in the cellar that's set up, Zone of Truth, 10 minutes. He just kind of sits back and is looking at the goblin. I'll take insight from all.
4.
17.
18.
11.
6.
All of you, because the goblin rolled a 3 for hide motive.
Ah, sweet.
The goblin is as physically far away as he can be from the gnome.
Is the little
And
dragon ball
he was
there?
looking around and muttering. Now his eyes are just fixed on the gnome. And pushing himself into the corner as if he could meld through the solid stone.
Have you met before?
Which one are you talking to?
No, so no.
Okay.
Goblin won't.
Yeah.
Does no speak common.
Yep. You look at the gnome. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, we have. He, while talking with you, he has not broken eye contact with the goblin.
How do you know that?
We've been through my stories, yes? Serial prisoner, hobgoblin traders.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, this is
The
their
many fingers
food.
of goblins, I believe.
Yes, this is their food whelp.
Well, I certainly wouldn't want to get between you and your food.
He promptly looks around, finds some of the various roots that you guys would be using for preparation and stuff, and pulls out a dagger, and you see them kind of just start peeling it. Not so much as if he were eating it, because you see him kind of knocking off little portions as if he's whittling it into something.
He's making a shift.
Yep.
He's got a
He's got
dagger.
a dagger.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he wants to make it
cuts,
personal.
that cuts too easily.
That's true.
You got a spoon, man.
We have some questions we'd like you to ask this goblin. We found him outside our walls, seemingly trying to signal someone inside.
Sure. We can talk. Again,
what exactly?
he's just staring at the goblin the whole time.
I'm waiting on him to tell me I'm done with making my circle.
You have 10 minutes. You guys want to wait until he's done with the circle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, you're done with the circle.
Okay. I was like, ah.
The goblin, I'm assuming, is situated in the middle of it. What is your spell save DC?
It's going to be 12.
You know the goblin resisted.
Okay.
I did not. Not that
What about the gnome?
What kind of saving?
Charisma.
How big is the
I just
circle?
barely make it.
It's, I think it's 20 feet. 20-foot radius. That's what I'm thinking.
All right. The gnome has not resisted.
Okay.
You can also choose to fail, correct?
You can, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
But the goblin's looking there stoically at you. You would almost expect a small smile to cross his little goblinoid face, but then he immediately locks eyes with the gnome again, and he goes back into his, I'm in the middle of this circle. I really, really, really do not want to be here.
Tough shit.
15-foot radius.
The gnome, what questions should I be asking him? At this point, the root vaguely resembles a goblinoid shape.
Oh. Oh.
He's a voodoo master.
Who was he trying to signal? In the city?
You hear him mutter something in Goblin. To it, though. To which the Goblin just kind of almost seems to realize that things may be riding on this more than they appear, and he just seems defiant and is not answering the no.
I pimp slapped the goblin.
Roll an attack. You hit. Well, I was like, it's a dexterity saving throw. 2.
Wait, he's restrained.
Well, I was going to try to bite his hand.
Oh. Well, since he's restrained,
It
would I be
kinda-
prone, so would I get advantage?
It doesn't. Well, yes, go ahead and roll and don't hit double nat 1.
15.
Yeah, you're good. Again, you're just trying to beat his dexterity saving throw to bite you. But you slap the goblin and it just kind of looks at you. The Theodore calmly just steps back, looks at you guys, looks at the goblin, looks at his knife, looks at you guys.
No. We'll kill him. We have to answer a couple of questions first, then we'll let you kill him.
The vocal cords can be left suitably intact.
I like
Okay.
this guy.
Any objections?
No.
Take one of his fingers
Okay.
first.
We have objections,
Fingers?
so we can't do
Oh,
that.
you
No,
can't take
no.
the finger. If you take the finger, it stops hurting.
Skewer one of the fingers.
No,
Yeah, so
start
you-
with the fingernails.
You see him take the knife and he starts running it along the goblin nail and drawing an S-shaped curve up the finger. The goblin at this point, let's see, is shrieking in pain.
I yell, tell us, I know it can't understand you, but it knows what I want.
He knows what I want.
Can I try and roll intimidation?
Go for it.
Intimidation. 16.
The goblin seems to get the idea that you guys approved what it was doing, or what the gnome was doing, and it really did not like what the gnome was doing, such that it's trying to grasp the finger in the hand that can because of the manacles. And it just begins screeching in goblin. Screeching words.
I'm gonna stop the gnome.
The gnome has stopped. As soon as
okay.
it starts cooperating, the gnome is, okay, we're talking now. I like conversations. Conversations are good and wholesome.
Yes. Wholesome.
But, so, he translates to you guys that he had come to meet the Shadow. Apparently a trader who has done business with them.
Can you ask him if he's the one who's been killing people on the streets? Taking their bodies?
He speaks this to the goblin, and the goblin, you can just see him visibly shaking his head. No, 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 no. No kill, no stab, just trade bags. Bring bags.
Bags of what?
Describe this shadow. I know it's
Yeah. Initially he asked what bags, and he indicates that the Shadow would bring bags and give to him. He would take them back. As for describing the Shadow, the goblin kind of raises his hands to like just above his head, kind of indicating a height. That would be about anywhere between 2.5 feet and 4 feet. So a
Right.
small creature, but the goblin seems relatively unsure.
You said that the shadow was giving the goblin bags, right?
That is what the goblin says, yes.
Right. What was in the bags?
Tells
body
him.
parts.
Probably, but we need to
The
confirm.
goblin just shakes his head back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. He doesn't know, he just took them.
Okay.
He mentions the goblin kind of eventually moving its hands and scratching at its tunic. You see a pouch of gold just kind of fall out.
I'm gonna take that.
All right.
I'm gonna count. Like, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
as
see
you
what
pick
you're-
it up, it has around 500 gold worth of gems inside.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that.
You don't see it. You split it amongst the party.
Oh, I know.
Yep.
But
How about the treasury?
um,
Yeah, that too.
was its voice male or female?
The goblin answers, the gnome produces the knife, and the goblin screeches back further answers. He doesn't know how to tell genders.
Would I be able to, based on the height?
What he's able to describe is that the shadow has always been fully cloaked and obscured in presence, not presenting himself or herself in any identifiable way.
And based on the height it gave, would it fit either the kids or the father?
The father, no. The father is just shy of 6 feet.
Okay.
The kids, theoretically, Cassidy would be on the higher end of maybe. Lauren would be squarely in the middle of the area.
Okay.
Could you ask the goblin? Shit, what was my question? I forgot my question.
What's the name of its tribe?
The gnome just turns to you. I can answer that.
You also have a location on them?
Location, no, because that's the thing. They're hobgoblin traders that ply routes in the area. Why they were stopping here, you told me about your friends who lived in the cave. It's likely they traded with them or the Vegapigmies.
Oh, how long have you been trading with the shadow?
He turns, indicates, third trip.
Third trip. All right.
How many victims do we have?
5.
5.
Okay, so multiple, at least once on one trip.
The goblin then readily provides the information that, well, a third trip with bags. That it was 2 nights ago, the night before that, and the night before that.
Okay. So yeah, could you repeat? I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time understanding. So
Yeah.
it was
The last 3 nights.
the last 3 nights are all bodies.
Yes.
Okay. So this was happened very quickly then. How did they know to meet the shadow?
The goblin kind of shudders a little bit, but seems knowing that the gnome knows enough of the answer to the question. He's not likely to get away with a lie. The goblin mutters some sort of response back. The gnome says, the hobgoblin indicated that he should meet the shadow. This is a food vault. He knows nothing.
Which hobgoblin? Does he have identifying marks?
The goblin says, yes, tall, has, well, I mean,
Compared to
for the gnome.
Compared to other hobgoblins.
Other
how would you
hobgoblins?
identify him?
There's only about 5 in the group that travel through here. The one that is the leader wears various paraphernalia of creatures he's killed.
All right. How many is in his tribe?
There's the 5 hobgoblins, and then however many whelps are alive on any given day.
All right.
Whelps being the goblins.
Where are you to deliver the bags tonight if you were to get them from the shadow?
Take back the tribe.
Where is the tribe?
Well,
I'm looking for the rendezvous point.
yeah. Tries to get more information out of the goblin. Goes back forward. He just walks down the road until somebody finds him.
Alright, so they're on the main road that we sometimes take?
The western approach. You guys use the eastern approach.
Okay.
Now, you were able to try to locate bears previously. Is that only for animals that you could do that? Okay, so you can't do that with goblins.
3 more levels.
At this point, the gnome kind of looks over to your cleric.
Alright.
I need my food.
We'll get you taken care of, don't worry.
Yeah,
Do we
yeah,
have any
yeah,
other
yeah.
questions that we need to ask this goblin?
Unfortunately, none that I can think of.
Can I do an insight check on Theodore to
Yep.
see if he's changing any of the answers or
Sure.
anything like that?
You wasted them all. Can I do an insight as well?
You don't need an insight because you have a zone of truth up, and Theodore has been 100%
That is
truthful.
true.
yeah.
Ah, very true. Can't lie to us.
But
Alright.
he can also leave information out.
Yes. Alright.
So how many more times can you do the zone of truth?
I can do it as many times as I want to.
Okay.
Just takes
If
time.
he does it at
It just takes me 10 minutes to set it up.
We need to talk to one of the kids, obviously, probably the girl, just to make sure she didn't do it. I'm starting to have doubts about that. Either the mother or the father, probably both, honestly.
Bring the whole town down in 10-minute shifts.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking, to be honest.
Well, it's what, a 15-foot,
15-foot radius.
oh, so it's 30 feet total.
Yeah.
You can get a good
But-
amount of people in that.
But the
Everybody-
issue
We
is,
can go
Pack it
through
in.
this quickly.
the issue is if their will's strong enough, they can resist the spell.
But you could tell if they
I
resist.
can tell if they do, but I mean, even if
somebody doesn't have anything to hide,
they should do it willingly,
they should do it with.
and it's just walking in and out, basically. Did you do this? No. Okay, it's clear.
And we have a relatively small population at the moment, so it probably wouldn't take that long.
Are
And
you
as
guys
long as
seriously considering walking every member of the town down? Because that's another way to get us thrown out of leadership. Is just starting questioning everyone and accusing them of crimes.
You have to
not
be
necessarily, it'd be their safety, and we can put it to a point that I'm trying to think of how to word it.
Oh, we don't
To
have
reassure
we
them that
just
the killer's not living
question-
amongst them.
We just question the suspects we have first, and
Yeah.
then we can
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, obviously.
We're not just going in alphabetical order of the populace.
That was our D plan.
if we go through our suspects and can't find any solid evidence, we are screwed.
That's the plan.
Well,
Theodore is still watching you all with half amusement, and
So, if you want to go ahead and get your suspects, I'm going to take care
full
of.
southern there, suspects.
another thing I was thinking after.
I promised this man food. I'm going to deliver my promise.
Okay, but are you cooking the goblin for him?
I'm not cooking the goblin. And without saying, the goblin needs to be alive when I come back down, please. And
Well,
I take the gnome back.
I was thinking that maybe we could release the goblin and trail him to his tribe.
I could also just try to track it back.
Yeah, because you could disguise yourself as an animal. Or get its smell. Especially if we put something stinky on it.
Describe
just-
the cloak,
He just
please,
came
for the
down
guy.
there, so
Well, something a
With
specific.
those shadowy-
Theodore, as he was
smell
starting to walk up
track
the stairs,
easily.
just kind of
I can track the smell of
sighs,
the goblin back right
turns
now.
back
So I
down,
don't
and
have to release the goblin.
doesn't go down any of the
Oh,
stairs he's walked
you're
up, but
right.
yells across to the goblin, who kind of just
I never
looks
smelled
at him,
that.
looks at the unsheathed dagger that had yet to be returned,
No, I
Okay,
get it.
so we can
and
trail the
says
goblin
that,
back and
well,
try to track
Theodore's
down the goblin.
translation is nice cloak, not raggedy. It'd be of some sort of linen or refined fabric.
Black in color or gray.
Wouldn't have been paying attention to it.
Okay.
They met in shadows in night.
So I'm going to leave.
But it's not going to be a fur. It would be anything from leather to cloth to something that has been refined.
Okay. I guess that's all the questions I had. I'm gonna go back up. What time of day is it?
3:30 a.m.
Alright, I'm gonna take a short rest.
Before you do that, we were talking about, now that he knows what goblins smell like, and he could transform into a wolf. He could try to track the smell from where the goblin came, so we could.
If you want to do
potentially
that
find their
later,
tribe.
fine. That you can do that. I'm taking a short rest now.
All right.
Yep. So the
So,
night passes.
Yes, we
Theodore
will.
gets his
Right now,
food.
I'll
able to track it
Also, knowing
I
that
can't track it.
you owe
No.
him the dwarf food, I will help you
Why are you letting it
prepare
go?
that food.
Keep it
Oh,
down to
yeah,
one.
I'm not letting it go.
well, all I was going to tell him is I was going to convince him just to go ahead and go to his room, and I'll bring his food up shortly. And I was going to go down and, well, if I have to make a persuasion.
You're gonna have to make a persuasion roll. He's not letting you out of his sight until he gets food.
Yeah, no, he's not.
Yeah.
I
He has
understand.
sat
That's fine.
down at the bar.
I'm cool with that.
He's
I'm
got
cool with
his
that.
spoon, which is his spoon because it's never cleaned. He does not trust them to clean his spoons. That is his job.
That's Prestidigitation's job.
So that's fine. His meal's cooked.
Yep.
Decently.
Spend about half hour getting his food prepped.
I gotta go grab some more stuff.
After he gets his food, he's more than happy to scamper back up to his room. You can hear the definitive door slamming shut.
Actually, before he scampers away, I do
Yes.
want to ask him for personal knowledge. What is his favorite food?
Something I
Everything.
haven't found yet. Nothing really strikes my fancy.
Fair.
He's eaten prison slop for the last couple 100 years.
That's fair.
Right now, he's happy to not be eating prison slop.
That's fair.
Because you know what prison
Eating-
slop is in a goblin prison? The stuff they don't feed the goblins!
Or the dead goblins.
Oh,
So, he happily returns to his room. You guys have a goblin in the basement with all of your food supplies.
yeah, no, I was sleeping down there, keeping an eye on him.
Alright. Up for short rest, remaining 3 of you.
I'm gonna make sure that the goblin is fed, has water, blah blah blah. You know,
Yep.
that's right.
Well,
By this time, is everyone usually at work?
No, it is 3:30 a.m.
I was taking a
I'm
short
just
rest.
gonna
You are.
transfer.
Well, waiting for them to finish up their actions. Carry on.
I'm just gonna or do my 4 hours. of
Yep.
trance.
So you've got you set up in a corner to do your trance, and Purple Druid.
There was a lingering smell around where we found the skulls
Yes,
that I didn't really recognize.
correct.
Is there, do I,
It
Sense
would be
anything about
vaguely of goblin.
now that I know that and can get a good sense of this goblin,
Yep.
I would like to try to track that back in animal form.
Okay.
Back again.
Is that now at 3:30 or after we
Mhm.
get our short
It
rest?
is right now.
Yeah.
All right.
don't
If I
do
wait
that.
till tomorrow,
It
the
might be gone.
smell's probably gonna be gone for a long time.
I'm gonna have one of my guards posted in the cellar with the goblin.
Okay.
I'm gonna make sure he's medically taken care of for his finger. You don't want that falling off. But I'm gonna be not right behind, but I'm gonna be tracking with him.
Okay. So you guys have gone up to the gate, immediately let out as they recognize you. Then you are right outside the gate.
All right.
I'm going into wolf form.
Poof, you're a wolf.
Hey.
It's great fun
Bark, bark.
years.
He does that lake thing.
Alright, wait. Find Timmy.
Alright, go ahead and give me a tracking.
But wait, we don't
You
have
have
well.
keen sense, so take advantage.
Can I assist doing like tracking on my own as well? Or
You
will
can
he
do
just go
tracking on
straight
your
to me?
own. You can't assist him because he already has advantage.
Perception, 20.
20? You start sniffing. How far do you want to follow the trail? Because it's going to start leading you down to the western approach and start going to head out past where the heads were.
I'll definitely keep going past the heads.
Alright.
I'm right there with him.
At this point, you guys have gone roughly, what did we say it was, like quarter mile?
Something like that.
Gone another quarter mile. Go ahead and give me perceptions. Who has dark vision of the two of you?
I
We
do.
still don't have dark vision. So I guess it's only the one of you. So go ahead and give me perception.
Even though they hunt at night.
Yeah.
Really? They don't get dark vision?
Neither do cats, but
4.
yeah. It's stupid. I'm still going by smell,
Yep.
but
So now I want a hearing check from the wolf. You have advantage.
22.
So as you're following the trail, you hear abnormal movement patterns in the grass, maybe about 30 feet off to your left, off the main trail.
I'm just gonna stop at that point.
Your wolf has stopped and has kind of cocked his head off as if to hear something off to the left of the trail.
Light. Start chucking stones.
But you can chuck it on one stone and then chuck it.
Yeah. I'll do it. The direction.
Give me a
it's pointing.
perception.
Another one.
Yep.
Okay.
Can I get one?
Yes.
That's a 14.
That's a 10.
14?
Yep.
You see, as the light kind of descends into the grass, 2 vague goblinoid ears are sticking up from the grass. And then the light promptly goes out as it disappears.
We got goblins.
I kind of turn around
Yeah.
and start tricky trotting, looking back at you like, we found him!
Yeah.
I just wanted to get a location.
Alright, you guys both leave without incident.
Hey!
That's more knowledge than we had.
Alright. We come back. It's probably what, 5 a.m. now? Something like that.
It's going to be about, probably 4:30, about an hour of being out. What do you want to do after you've returned?
Yeah, I'm going to bed. Yeah.
Alright, you guys go to bed. The short rest is over. You guys are going to wake up at around 9 a.m. Late breakfast, but you guys were up most of the night, so you slept in. As you're getting up, food is prepared. There are guards down in the tavern awaiting your arrival. Perception's all.
Hey, it's just not my day.
14,
23.
14.
9.
22.
22, what do you have?
23.
23. So the 2 of you are the first 2 to get down. The guards approach the 2 of you. We've found some more bodies, sirs. Ma'am. It appears to be of the 4 you were looking for.
Oh, the other 4 missing bodies.
Okay.
Oh, so they're not new murders. They're old.
Yes.
Okay.
What were they found?
It's an interesting situation. Do you want to get your companions and come with us?
Yes.
We've had them prepare you a breakfast to go.
Okay.
Excellent.
Put it in anime
Walking
girl
outside
style.
of breakfast bar.
The sausage link inside of a waffle that's rotated.
Yeah.
You have that. No, I have a breakfast bar. So I
Instead of having like a burrito bowl, you have like a waffle bowl.
So
One of my
With
mouth
like
anime girl
scrambled
style.
eggs and syrup in it.
you guys begin wandering out. The guards mentioned to you that you guys have housing for about 300 people in that settlement.
Oh,
You have 100 people in the settlement.
Okay, so there's a bunch of abandoned buildings.
Exactly.
why do we build so many houses?
Because you built a housing district and you're knowing people are going to be showing up within a couple months
Yeah.
that are an undetermined number of people.
Well, we hope they'll show up.
Theoretically, there are people supposed to be showing up next month.
Hopefully.
Okay.
So, they mentioned that in a small cluster of houses, they found what appears to have been an old knife fight with the 4 other bodies. 3 of them showed signs of extreme violence in the fighting and stabbing each other sort.
Were there any weapons left on the scene?
Yes, various improvised daggers.
Alright, what did the wounds on them look like? Did they look
Instead
like they
of
were from
asking
the
that,
same
why don't
weapons?
just go examine it?
Dab wounds.
Okay.
So you guys are led there. It's only about 20-minute walk of winding through. As you get in there, you're able to see that there's meager natural possessions scattered around. Rocks here, a couple shiny rocks there. This is the home of where the four vagrants and beggars kind of lived. They set up their own area in this abandoned section of the dwellings. Upon entering the room, you can see that the bodies have been moved, but they're all kind of laid next to each other, but moved by the guards. They've kind of marked where they were using crude body outlines, but the spilled blood is sufficient to show what happened.
Might be able to recreate the series of events based
Go
on
ahead
where the
and
bodies
give
drop,
me
what's better.
investigation checks all.
That is a natural 20.
Hey,
2.
21.
At 20 though.
All right.
7.
11.
So the two of you kind of set up on opposite sides of the room and begin to narrate the order that things have happened. It appears with the bloodstains that it was semi-2v2 in the fight, given the direction of the blood splatters. Two of the people didn't make it out on one of the sides, and you can see where bodies were they dropped and were let to bleed out on the ground. One of the people on the offensive side or defensive side, you're not sure, also fell to the ground and bled out in its location. The bodies were then dragged kind of over to corners. The two of them placed into a pile, just seeing drag marks in the blood. Although one of the bodies appears to have had cuts, but none of the wounds on said body would look lethal. And all of these bodies, that is what you saw from the encounter. The bodies themselves have had a similar treatment to the one you saw before, where it looks like post-mortem, they were cut open, organs removed, head severed, although they don't appear to have gone through the full treatment of limbs detached, hung to dry, as the other one was.
Alright, you said that it was like a 2v2 knife fight. Were these
Yes,
4 people all fighting each other?
it appears so.
Okay.
And so 3 of them died in the fight. Another one, I guess, died afterward, but we can't see where the lethal wound was.
It does not appear that there is any of the stab marks that can be seen, save for the butchery itself. None of the stab wounds appear to have been lethal. Cuts to arms, couple cuts to a leg.
Defensive wounds.
I don't know if you detect any magic on the bodies, but I'm guessing that we would if we could.
That's how I was planning on doing next.
Can you detect?
I'm gonna
They've
sit
been dead for
down.
a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna take me a minute. But I'm
Well,
gonna go ahead and-
you can put the ritual up while it's going to take them roughly half an hour to start describing, hey, here's this, because it's
Yeah.
not as simple as, oh, that blood splatter clearly means this person was stabbed by this person and then
Yeah.
dragged over there. So it's about half hour to get that info, so you're able to get detect magic up. There's no magic emanating from the room.
Okay.
Or anything in the room.
Separate.
Would this be for detect magic? Can you only detect after a certain period of time? The magic.
Technically, it's only active spells.
Okay.
So magic could have been used in the murder or in the fight, and you would have no knowledge of it.
Alright, so what the goblin was probably getting from the shadow was just the organs.
The bodies are also in various levels of decomposition, where 3 of them look relatively older, while the other one looks relatively fresh.
Alright.
Very separate question that I didn't mean to ask. Since I probably helped set up all the farming stuff.
You mean the fungus farm?
Do I
Okay.
know of anything within that could be used for poison?
I mean, aside from the fungus that fighting a sneeze. Are we winning? I think we're winning. We win. Okay, no sneezes.
It'll come back.
Yeah,
It always comes back.
but so you could distill a poison, maybe nothing super strong, unless you're using the fungus that you're like, oh look, it's sitting over there. I'm dying. That one's clearly extra poisonous.
None of these people seem to have died directly.
How
from the
fresh
wounds.
is the one wound? Is the one dead body?
Couple days max.
Where is this house at? Like in relations to?
In one of the isolated housing districts, they're split into quarters. One quarter is the tavern and associated small shops. Then there's 3 quarters that are different housing. One of those quarters is occupied. The other 2 are not.
And this is one of the 2 that are not.
Correct.
Now,
It's why it took the guards. You had sent the guards on a mission of, hey, start looking everywhere.
Yeah.
And this is what they found when they're like, oh, let's start walking into every abandoned house that we have built.
Have they completed their search?
This is the final quarter they're going through. They have not searched every building in this quarter. As they've not adjusted their patrol routes, they just, hey, you've got a couple hours free, start checking houses.
we know these people were vagrants. Did we know why they were vagrants if we had this much housing?
They tended not to get along with various other people in the community.
Gotcha.
As such, they isolated themselves. All 4 were typically seen as belligerents, and it was not uncommon for them to disappear for days on end. It's why they weren't missed.
Okay.
They wouldn't show up for group dinner, and everyone's like, oh, great, they didn't show up. This is amazing.
We would know who these people
I'm
are.
gonna
right?
leave.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen them around.
You've
Okay.
seen their heads.
Yes. Well, I did.
You might have seen it fly, and one of them fly in the distance.
I'm
That's what that was.
It did go
going to
pretty high.
leave.
Okay.
And I'm going to find and talk to that tabaxi that I talked to in the initial investigation.
Okay. That was one of the neighbors, the Weaver. Yep.
And try and kind of interview her, preferably in her house and away from
Okay.
those ears and stuff like that.
Think
Like, I need to talk to this for the best part of
So
our
as you
investigation.
start walking back, you get into the section of the housing district where she is, and you are approached by Cassidy and Lauren.
I was trying to avoid them.
Yeah, they're trying to
I was gonna
specifically
try
find
with
you.
stealth.
Go ahead and roll me stealth.
No.
No.
Probably. Like 14.
The minute you're like, okay, I should avoid them, are they? And as soon as you look around, you see Cassidy locked eyes with you and is immediately starting to stroll towards you, Lauren in tow. So,
Okay.
Cutting action high.
what are we doing today?
We are going to meet with our cleric friend who you didn't get to see last time.
Wonderful, yes, Captain of the Guard.
Yes, you'll have much to talk to you about. And take them over to where I guess he would be. And before we get to the house and they see the bodies, I say, I shout his name. Thing comes out.
So you hear your name shouted, which is uncommon. You would know the "I want you to come here" part of it.
Someone wants me. Hold on. I go outside.
So why are we in this housing district? Nobody lives here.
Not anymore.
When did you have kids?
These 2 are the kids that I mentioned that we talked about earlier. I
Yes.
assume you would have some things to ask them.
Okay. So
Yeah,
is
special
this the? Don't make it sound too weird. Have I met these kids yet?
Oh yeah, you would have seen them around as part of the various group of children. There's about 10 children in the neighborhood.
All right. And what are their names again?
Cassidy and Lauren.
Okay. Cassidy and Lauren.
Cassidy was at
Male.
about 17,
Okay.
and Lauren was about 12 or 13.
I fist bump the kid.
Cassidy
Yeah.
hesitantly returns it. They kind of looks. We need to assist him. So what do we need to do?
I think you're gonna come with us.
Yeah.
So, we've got a fun little game to play.
It looks
It's
you.
full of
I
speak
am
the truth
old
and
enough
nothing but
that
the
I don't
truth.
need to be playing games. I'm here to assist in the investigation.
All right.
You can assist in the investigation by telling us the complete truth when we get to this location. I'm sure you will, but I just have to say it for his sakes.
Yeah, he looks at you odd. You don't seriously suspect us, do you? We're helping you.
I don't think that you know that you are aware of what role you might have played, but I suspect someone in your neighborhood was involved. And I need to
Then
answer some
we're
questions.
more than happy to help you find them.
Good. Just have some questions that might narrow down the search a bit.
Look at it this
Okay.
way. We just have a foolproof
Let's go.
way to make sure that you're A, telling the truth, and B, just to make sure that
So you don't
You
trust
can
me.
this is all on him.
I like kids.
We feel you may have been influenced in certain ways that might prevent you from knowing the full extent of your actions.
Go ahead and give me a
Magic
persuasion.
shit.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion.
Okay, 24.
24? He looks at you oddly and kind of just nods to follow.
Do they have any weird reaction to the you referencing that they might have been influenced magically?
Neither one of them looks happy. Go ahead and give me an insight.
Evan, is there any reason that we need to go somewhere else to do this? I can just set up a circle here.
My insight sucked 5.
5? Not able to gain anything else other than they're not
I
happy.
mean, we don't have to walk anywhere. I can set up a circle
Yeah,
right
just
here.
set the circle. Okay. So you need to go.
10
Alright.
minutes of hoobada hoobada hoobada.
Yep.
And then the local
that sounds about right.
the local building has been converted and now has your
10 minutes
colors.
of Deputy Boppity Boo.
No, that's
All right.
magic.
So
That's really nice.
I asked him to step in the circle, and I
Yep.
explained to him, what it is, full fledged,
Okay.
tell him the truth.
What's the spell save DC?
22.
Alright.
It's
It's
12.
very important to tell us the truth. Persuasion.
Yeah.
AKA, let this
Okay.
go through.
Yes.
Bartle.
What's the persuasion?
15.
15. They both elect to let it fail.
So
In other words, they failed the saving throw, so
Oh,
they're going to be telling the
I
truth.
took that the wrong way.
Oh.
I was like, there's some hardy kids. like,
oh
just
shit,
ask.
they're high level magic. You have legendary actions.
That's what I was
No.
gonna say. Yes. Laura
All
uses her legendary action to succeed.
Really dragons.
Oh no. Wouldn't be the first
I'm
time.
done.
Alright, so the kids are both in the circle, both looking. Eyes kind of as if they wish to burn holes into your skull.
Question.
Mine or his?
Did
His.
they
Okay.
bring them back to the site where we're at?
You guys can hear this all transpiring, yes.
Okay, I just
Well,
didn't know how far between us it was. I didn't know if
Maybe
you
about
brought it
20 feet.
back to the crime scene or.
They did come
Outside
back,
the
yes.
building,
Yep.
basically.
I'll come
Okay.
out of the house.
Okay.
Cerberus, you doing another truth
Hoobity
circle
hoobity,
thing? Okay. I'll just kind of walk in and go inside the circle and sit down, just like, oh boy, we do this all the time.
Now, it's not sure if they answer yes or no, or can they
They-
say anything?
They cannot lie.
They can
They
say
can-
anything they want.
Okay.
They can say
I just
anything they
wanna make
want,
sure
yeah,
I
to tell if
remember
they're
my
lying or
questions.
not.
Yep.
They
That's-
cannot.
No.
To the best of
They
your
cannot speak
knowledge,
untruth.
Okay.
can either your mother or your father use magic?
No.
Yes.
Magic they're defining as first level spells and higher. As the use of cantrips, they
Yes.
might be able to find someone who could do a cantrip, or they
I
might know
do
a cantrip.
inform Devin that it's best to keep the questions a simple yes or no answer because they can leave things out.
Well, you asked 10 questions.
Oh no, I understand. I'm just
Yep.
Alright. Trying to think how best to word this. Has their father acted antagonistic toward them at any point in time since he became your new father?
We'd rather not talk about our father right now. We're investigating a murder.
Insight?
Go for it.
Let's see.
Would I know anything
12.
about their father?
It's a very touchy subject for them. They don't like talking about him under best of circumstances, let alone in the zone of truth. What you know about the father is that he married their mother a couple months, maybe, tops, before the expedition.
Okay.
After it was already decided they were going, he married on to go.
I got you.
Yes. And he is known to at least be part of petty theft.
Is he here?
With you, no.
I
In the
mean,
city,
not-
yes.
yeah, he's- that's what I'm saying. Yeah, okay.
Talking about Benjamin?
Yes.
Do you own best description of cloak I can give?
Lauren's wearing a cloak. Well, I guess Lauren's wearing a cloak.
That matches the description?
Your description you have is made of cloth or other refined material.
Yeah, but she's wearing a fine? Like,
Not necessarily fine, anything refined. In other
Okay.
words, required the basis level of tools to create.
So a very common cloak.
Even a common cloak would, like a common wool or rough spun tunic would, well, not rough spun tunic, rough spun cloak would count as refined material.
have you ever woken up in a room with strange items? Or blood or tears in your clothing that weren't there before?
No.
Okay.
Do you have anything to do with these murders?
No. Well, yes. We're
Oh.
investigating. I was going to say,
Yeah.
the intent of the question, no, is the truthful answer. But he catches himself, yes, we're investigating.
Okay.
Devin, did you have any part in these murders apart from investigating them?
He is standing outside the circle of truth.
Oh, well,
I'm sitting outside the circle of truth. No.
I thought everybody was in.
Sprouts, are you a
No.
druid?
Are you being a dick? The answer is yes. Spoiler.
No, you were actually a suspect.
No, not you guys were the suspect. They suspected you.
And I'm suspecting you.
So,
You're the only one not in the circle.
You're not in the circle. He's not in the circle.
I'm in
she's
the
not
circle.
He's in the circle and
I
I'm in the
step in the
circle.
circle. No.
Walks out.
Is he
Stepping
willing to
out.
go?
I don't know. Did he building
Yes, I willingly failed.
Okay, yeah.
Say.
Just kind of looking
Now
back
that
and
we've
forth with you
cleared
guys.
the members of the party, do you guys have any questions for them?
I don't have anything to do with it. I mean, at the best of our knowledge, to the best of their knowledge. Do you know of anybody that might be able to help us? That might have any information?
yes, me. I can help. Lauren can help.
In what way?
Anybody else? Somebody that we haven't talked to? Someone part of the town?
He ponders, no. We're the best two who are suited.
Has anyone you know had dealings with goblins?
No.
Or talked about goblins?
Talked about the typical nightmare stories, the kind that aren't supposed to be told anymore. That would be a reference back to the main island, goblins being a semi-civilized race. You're not supposed to go around being like, goblins are evil and going to eat you in your sleep.
Right. Has anyone you know, or I guess has either their father or mother had a heated argument with Laurel or the vagrants of the town?
The vagrants, yes. They've had heated arguments with basically everyone.
Okay.
Last he believes it with his mother, it was commenting on her second marriage in unflattering tones.
That's all I have to know. Again, I wanted to question mother and father before I talked to Tabaxi about their relationship before met me, these kids, but
It's okay. We can still go talk to them.
or you guys can track them down and I can distract the kids with something.
They are standing right here.
No, what you do is you put the father in the zone of truth and let the kids ask the questions.
That's not a half bad idea. I look at Cassidy and say, what do you feel that you can do to help us?
I can assist Devin with all of my abilities, meager though they be.
Do you truly believe yourself worthy?
All right, well, I've got no further questions, guys. Thank you very much. And go to the tavern, get some extra food. Tell them I said so.
We'll do.
Laurel,
Are
do
we
you
going?
actually want to be a bard and help us?
She nods her head.
Alright.
She didn't say anything.
It is still an answer. It would be under the even the conveying of information through bodily motion would be affected by zone of truth.
Have either of you heard your parents moving about or leaving the house at strange times?
Father leaves at all hours.
Leaves at all hours?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, where is your mother and father at currently?
They left to have breakfast slightly before you arrived at our house.
Okay.
Or
And
district.
your mother's probably watching after the children or something like that, or
After breakfast, that's where she'd be going. Yes.
All right. Would I? Sorry, 1 second. Would I know that is there any more rooms that are vacant on the second level of the tavern that I can use?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to tell the kids that that I want to speak with them, and I'll meet them at the tavern.
Understood. When are we going to go meet with them, Devin?
I'm trying to help you, dude. I'm going to set up a zone of truth in one of the tavern rooms and have you with me and whoever else is with me talk to the parents individually.